Alright, welcome back everyone to our Total War Warhammer 2 Let's Play with Thorgrim Grudgebearer. Now in this video I'd like to cover the early game build for the legendary Lord Thorgrim, and also how I intend to build out his army as we move south into Death's Pass. So first, I'd like to give a shout out to Legends of Total War and his community for being a great resource in helping me come up with this build. I appreciate the constructive criticism and feedback a lot. So let's take a look at Thorgrim. He's currently level 16, and if you'd like to see how I leveled him up quickly, check out episode 1 of the Let's Play. Now the first skill we took is Route Marcher. It's a staple skill that many consider to be among the best in the game, as campaign movement can be the difference between chasing down an enemy lord or successfully fleeing from one. Now after this, we're going to take 3 points into Miner's Instinct. Now this gives us a bonus to catching enemy factions in the underway. Fighting in the underway is a great bonus for dwarves, as it eliminates the flanking bonus from the enemy. And we will be facing off with a lot of greenskins and Skaven throughout this campaign, so this skill will come into handy. But really, it's also just to get us further up. Well, we will also then take 1 point into Mason, just for the additional construction cost reduction, but that's also just to get us into the next tier. Iron-Willed will offer some much-needed bonus to our army's replenishment rate, and it's necessary to get up to the higher tiers as well. But once we get into the higher tiers, the next we're going to take is 3 points into Inspirational Leadership, again, for the casualty replenishment rate bonus. We're going to be fighting a lot throughout this campaign, and we want as little downtime as possible. Now, next, perhaps one of the most important skills for Thorgrim, or any lord for that matter that can take it, is Lightning Strike. This option will allow us to control the battlefield by blocking reinforcements from arriving. This is a huge bonus into swinging the scales of victory in our favor, and is useful throughout the entire campaign. It's considered a must-have, and will also be the final campaign skill we'll be taking in this line. So moving on from there, the next skill we're going to take is Ancient Bloodline. This will boost growth and public order in whichever province Thorgrim is in. Now, as we expand south into Death's Pass and beyond, this skill will allow us to more rapidly build up our settlements, namely the walls and gates, that will then allow us to move on to taking other provinces more rapidly. Again, utilizing some of that, decreased replenishment rate that we took from these skills here. The next skill we're going to take is Inspiring Presence. Now, while dwarves are too stubborn to root, for the most part, I'm not going to stick my nose up at additional leadership, and it's also required to get to some of these other more juicy skills. Now, with our last couple points, we are going to take 1 point into Fire Support, just because more ammo is better, frankly. We will also take a point into Thunderer as one of our last points, as we do want the additional damage to our artillery engines as well, as we are going to make a great deal of use with them. So this is pretty much a good starter build right now. We'll revisit this later on to see if there's anything additional to take. But for right now, I'm actually pretty happy with this. So lastly, before we go, I want to cover his army. So this is a basic starter army right here, and we actually are going to be kitting it out a little differently than what you see. So we've got Thorgrim, our legendary lord, and we're keeping it pretty simple. We've got his original hammerers that he comes with, and these are nice to have, but it's not necessary. Next, we got our warriors. These are our front line. We're going to be utilizing them to guard our flanks, but then also to guard the front line. I actually intend on dropping 2 of these and replacing them with our runesmith and engineer that we kind of have scouting around right now. So I'll be putting them both into the army to provide some of the bonuses there. Next, we've got our quarrelers. These are soon to be replaced with thunderers once they come up in 2 turns.
Arcane winds under control.
There we go, 2 turns. And then lastly are our battery of siege engines. This army right here is pretty much capable of taking care of anything in the early game as we move south down into Death's Pass and beyond. So I appreciate everybody coming and watching. If you want to see more of Thorgrim and his army in action, please check out the Let's Play. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the battlefield. Thanks for watching the Gaming with Mikey show.